All we know is that Benoit Leroy used to live in the Flipsond, but we don't have a clue. If only we had some clues to help us narrow things down. Ask around. Hi. A little sun's good for your health. Could you tell me about Benoit Leroy? Well, I've certainly heard the name, but he moved away a long time ago, and even before that, we rarely spoke. I'm none too familiar with him, so it might be best if you asked someone else. Okay. This man's name is Snodgrass? Snodgrass. Okay. Ugh, so boring. I don't want to work. When am I gonna get rich? Tell me about Benoit Leroy. Leroy? Huh. I've heard that name before. Give me a moment. Right, I got it. Benoit Leroy owned a stall that sold all kind of stuff. Also, who are you? And why are you asking after this kind of stuff? Actually, we hope you'll cooperate with us. Wait, has he done something wrong? Right, I get you now, but, I gotta ask real quick. Are you guys from the Spina di Rosula or the Maison Gardiennage? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Wow, you're really good at this, Storm. I've watched plenty of crime shows. I've got this down. All right, I get it. I won't ask no more questions. Well, not like he made an honest fortune or nothing in it. Fontaine's got a lot of laws. He's probably broken quite a few. Anyway, officer, you've come to the right fella. Let me tell you, I know all about Benoit. Nobody knows him better. There's not much that scoundrel Benoit wouldn't stoop to. I'm old enough to get married, so he should be an old fogey by now, huh? Didn't you just say you know him better than anyone? Anyway, I remember that his daughter, Autumn, was a real beauty. Shame he never let any of us talk to her. Autumn? That's right, Autumn Leroy, his adopted daughter. So she was also adopted? He doesn't have any blood relatives? Just think about it. He was just a fella selling flotsam and jetsam, making a little more here and there. How'd he suddenly get rich enough to move up to the surface so fast, huh? How else but using his daughter, of course. Oh, poor pretty little thing. Forced her to marry some rich old coot he did. And what do you know? That rich old fart kicked the bucket after a few years, leaving his house to her. And what's hers is Benoit's. All in all, a pretty quick way to win life up there, if you catch my drift. Tisk tisk. Why did he get to be the one to get rich overnight? I mean, what an old bloodsucker, am I right? Wait, did something like that actually happen? Let's press him further. Impersonating an officer is definitely not illegal. I don't know what you're talking about. So, officer, was that what you wanted to ask about? I mean, if this stuff's useful to you, you could say that I've contributed to Fontaine's security, yeah? And wouldn't you say that the Maison might want to reward a productive, upstanding citizen such as myself? That will depend on what else you've got to share. Oh, I've got lots. I mean, this is the Flipsond. No one gets a good night's sleep around here without having a few other people's secrets in their keeping. Now, Autumn's second husband, oh yeah, she remarried right quick, she did, lived a bit farther off, and we didn't hear from her for ages. The next time we heard a peep from her, well, she'd done that. And what's that? Wait, you don't know, officer? She murdered her second husband, got hauled off to the fortress of Meripede for her trouble, too. You're investigating Benoit, and you didn't even know that? You didn't check the documents very carefully, I see. Very disappointing. Sorry. Captain Storm. This won't happen again. Continue. Right. I was just getting to that. Now, I heard this from someone else myself, but rumor has it that Autumn asked for her father to take the stand at her trial, but he refused. Now, Benoit was unmarried, and she was his only kid. Right, and if I recall, even though she was adopted, her parents were related to him by blood. Oh, okay. Either way, since her one and only father didn't take the witness stand at her trial, naturally, she didn't have a chance. She was packed straight off to the fortress. And now, as to whether he did it just so he could take the house for himself, or if he had some kind of disagreement with the girl, I'm not going to guess too much. He usually puts on a friendly show, though, eh? I remember he always used to give out snacks. Who would have guessed that he was so cold-blooded? Huh, you know, officer, you haven't so much as frowned this whole time. Now, I thought I was a cold fish, but are you sure you don't have ice in your veins? It's a matter of professionalism. And ain't that worth respect? Now then, officers, what's the story with Benoit's crimes? How serious are they? No comment. That bad, huh? Well, what about his house? Will it be confiscated? Perhaps. I knew it. Rats might scurry up to the surface, but a rat's still a rat. Thanks, officers, for making my day. I look forward to meeting you all again down here in the Flipsond. Wow, what a delightful member of society that guy was. Paimon's feeling a bit conflicted about this. Benoit made a really good impression at first. We've only heard one side of the tale from a random person. That's true. But Paimon doesn't think we can keep trusting Benoit like before. Paimon hates this feeling. Still, it's a good thing Paimon can always trust you. Anyway, this sure is a lot of food for thought. Paimon feels kind of queasy about it all. Let's get out of the Flipsond, and as quick as we can. Let's go then. Time to get some sun on our skin. Alright. Goodbye. Oh, nope.
Let's move out.
I still have to be down here for the next tick. I'm going. It is interesting that people literally live in the sewers here, though. The Flipsond area just doesn't smell nice. It's not quite like upstairs, where the air's the furthest thing from foul. Was that Nana just walked by, that cat? How was it? Did you have fun strolling about the Flipsond? I'm sure you had a good time talking to Snodgrass. You were following us? How long have you been tailing us? I have no interest in bandying words with children. Even if you were to go home and tattle to your parents, I doubt they'd believe you. A word of advice. Sometimes what you see or hear is neither real nor true. When it comes to other people's affairs, don't insist on meddling until after you've got the full picture. But if I don't meddle, how do I get the full picture? I've been meddling and I still don't have it. By the way, Pip said that our newspapers are in your possession. I'd like you to return them. Thank you. You have little choice but to give the newspapers to Athos. He gives you a cold look before swiftly turning and departing. Pip betrayed us. Paimon's got a bad feeling about that guy. Yeah, ditto. This is so annoying. It feels like we've discovered something, but we can't put the pieces together. And Paimon's kind of confused now. Benoit's a good person who's in danger, so we should be helping him. That's what's going on, right? We need to observe more carefully. Really? Will that be okay? Paimon's assumptions have been overturned so many times these past few days that she's all out of brain juice. But you sure are calm about all of this. If Paimon was a bit on the stupid side, you wouldn't hold it against Paimon, would you? You are not stupid, Paimon. Really? Well, if even you say so, then it's gotta be true. You know, when you think about it like that, maybe Paimon's actually pretty smart. It's just that she didn't grasp the whole situation at first. Yeah, it's gotta be that. Well then, time for Paimon to put her brilliant little brain to work and figure out what we should do next. Have we, accidentally alerted them? We're on to them? If so, maybe we should just observe Benoit's house to see if there are any new developments, right? Well, that's all we can do for now. Alrighty then, let's return later. Alright, Leroy High Noon is completed. Let's go back topside. His house was over here somewhere, I think. Probably. Progress time again.
To survive hardship, you must prepare for hardship.
Leroy Hangman's Noose. Dang. Escalated quickly. Storm, look, fresh fish, and the floor looks clean too. Someone definitely just tidied up. There's someone in Benoit's house for sure. Let's go over and listen. He's right. He can't just disappear altogether. At the very least, he needs to be seen once in a while, out on a walk or something like that. If nothing else, it'll stop the neighbors from calling the Maison Gardiennage. I'd rather not have the Special Patrol's musketeers breathing down our necks. Dad, you really want to go out for a walk, don't you? Can I? Of course you can. Not only that, but we'd be delighted to come with you. Careful now. Don't let him use it as an opportunity to call for help. Those two weirdos have been watching this place like hawks. Dad won't do that, I'm sure. Dad, you wouldn't want the Maison Gardiennage to know. To know what? Why are they speaking so quietly? Paimon can't hear a thing. They're about to come out. Okay, we need to move a bit further away. This time, we have to think of a way to speak with Benoit, right? Yep. Can't we just kidnap him? We could definitely take Athos and Morticia. Let's just kidnap him. All right, let's scoot. How is it, Dad? Are you feeling any better now? It's you. Benoit. Help me. I mean, don't help me. What are you saying, Dad? What's all this help me, don't help me business? Oh, it's you two. No wonder Dad went out of his way to talk to you. You are acquainted, after all. No, I don't. We don't know each other at all. No? But why would they be waiting here just for you then, Dad? They were even nice enough to get the paper for us. Why, they even went to the flip side to talk to our old neighbor Snodgrass. I think you must be very close, and no wonder. You've always loved kids, haven't you, Dad? I love kids too, but I'm afraid I'm not as selfless as my father. I love my own child the most, but she's gone. What are you doing? Athos and I are our father's children. Dad loves us, and we love him too. Isn't it obvious? Morticia, look at how lovely the weather is today. Perfect for a walk. So it is, Athos. Have you seen today's Steambird? There are quite a few interesting stories. Oh dear, I fear I haven't. There's one in particular about an old man who met an unfortunate end. Apparently, he encountered some thieves, and as there was no one by his side looking out for him, he ended up falling off a cliff and died. Oh, really? The horror! It's so terrible. And another about a very unlucky merchant who drowned. It seems he drank too much and walked into a lake in a stupor, and just like that, he drowned. Oh, my word, truly unlucky. And this last one is very interesting. It's about a meddling busybody who just couldn't keep their nose out of other people's business. She accidentally took the wrong medicine. Joke's on you, sir. I'm a god. None of your drugs will work on me. She mistook poison for medicine for her illness, and just like that, swallowed the lot. And then ended up dying. Very, very painfully. Oh my, there really are so many ways to die. Please go on. Sorry. I won't ever do it again. Whatever are you talking about, Dad? We're not trying to say it's your faults or anything, but you must be tired after running around so much. Athos, why don't we go back and read the newspaper to Dad? You subscribe to a lot of papers, don't you, Dad? That's right. We've been chatting long enough. We ought to go back now. You took 3 steps outside your house to threaten your father and me, and now you're claiming he's been running around? He just stood there. Let's go back together, Daddy dearest. Something's fishy. Something's fishy. Even Paimon can tell that there's something off about all this. Storm, you're the brightest spark here. What should we do next? What do I want? Okay, Benoit wants help, but insists that he doesn't. I have some theories, but no evidence to back them up. Then how about we go take another look near Benoit's house? Wasn't there a strange box by his back window? There's definitely something hidden in there, and it might be the proof we're looking for. Okay. Wait, where am I? Why am I all the way over here? Oh, never mind. Investigate. Considering how persistent you two are, I didn't expect you to just leave it at that. I thought you'd go running to the Maison Gardiennage, but you didn't. It looks like you have a few ideas of your own. Why are you keeping Benoit here? To tell you the truth, you've impressed me quite a bit. If you'd only put your enthusiasm to better use, you'd have bright futures ahead of you. It's just a shame you won't be getting anywhere with this. You really aren't afraid, are you? You picked the wrong person to intimidate, sir. Oh? So do you really not have a clue what's going on here, or is it because you think you're on the side of justice? Incidentally, there was an article recently about a merchant who drowned. His name was Brant. That fellow sure had a way with words, all right. Guess what? According to the paper, it turns out he didn't drown after all, but was in fact murdered and thrown into the lake. After a very long investigation, all the Marechaussee Phantom was able to conclude was that he was murdered, and that the murderer was guilty of a heinous crime. So that's what the news report said. Who knows what actually happened, or even which one of them deserved to die more, the murderer or the victim? A tough question, isn't it? I haven't decided what the answer is yet either. Anyway, I digress. This has nothing to do with what we need to discuss. What are you trying to say? I'm saying that acting recklessly before you fully understood a situation is foolish and might bring about some undesirable consequences. Well, sir, witnessing injustice and doing nothing, that is the true folly. Well, perhaps if we'd met under different circumstances, we'd be friends. Doubt that. Though I like the way you think, I have things to do. This is as far as my patience can be stretched. Next time I see you two anywhere near my house, I'll do something about it. Mark my words. Good luck. After muttering something inexplicable, Athos leaves. His bizarre attitude surprises you, and you start to wonder what position you should take in the matter. You suddenly hear a faint tapping sound coming from the back window, and then after a barely audible creak, a note drops from the window. There is brown writing on the note. It looks like someone wrote in a real hurry, and it appears that they used coffee to do so. Quick, see what it says. Help me, please. They're criminals, scum trying to swindle me of my property. Their plan was revealed, and now they've got me trapped in my own home, hoping to coerce me into submission. Help me, please. I'll find some chance to escape, so please cooperate with me. The day I'm ready, I will place bull fruit into the cat food bowl at my door. That day, I ask you to come get me at the rear window of my house. Please, I beg you, save me. Otherwise, I fear that I shall be tortured to death. It's Benoit. Shh. Sorry. Anyway, let's keep an eye out for the food bowl and wait for a signal. Okay.